Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Beard Unbound. I'm Josh. This guy hanging out back here in my backpack, that's Bob. He's our channel mascot. And today we're in Bloomington, Indiana. Well, right now we're in a parking lot, but you know what I mean. On today's episode, we're gonna check out a sci-fi monument that you wouldn't really expect to find in a random college town. And we're gonna go have some of the best barbecue I've found so far in the Midwest. So with that intro out of the way, let's get to it. Here's the plaque that accompanies the Captain Janeway statue. Do a nice slow pan here for you guys. Pause to read any part of it. Alright guys, here's the monument I wanted to show you. I suppose this is more of a statue, but the point remains the same. It's really cool that there is a seemingly random, if you're not familiar with Star Trek Voyager, statue of Captain Katheryn Janeway just smack here in the middle of Bloomington, Indiana, kind of a random college town. Well, in actuality, it's not so random, because if you're familiar with the show, then you know that Captain Janeway's fictional birthplace was actually Bloomington, Indiana. You might be asking yourself, why was her fictional birthplace Bloomington, Indiana? Well, Jerry Taylor, one of the co-creators of Voyager, she was actually born here. So I guess she wanted to honor her Midwest heritage in a way by making the first female captain we saw on screen, not in canon, but the first female captain we saw on screen be from her hometown in the Midwest. If I'm not badly mistaken, I believe the first female captain that we know of in canon, at least, is Rachel Garrett, maybe? Somebody in the comments, please fact check me. I'm not 100% sure on that. So another neat thing about this statue is its location. It's right here on the Beeline Trail. It's right between the Hyatt Place Hotel and the WonderLab Science Museum. The location of the statue is actually really fitting, because if you're familiar with the show at all, you know that Janeway was a captain and a leader, obviously, but she was also a scientist and an explorer at heart. So being right next to a science museum seems to be just really fitting for this. A little bit of history on this statue. It was commissioned by the Janeway Collective back in 2019, and then it was finally unveiled in late 2020, right when the pandemic was setting in. So I don't believe Kate Mulgrew herself was able to attend the actual unveiling of the statue. I think she may have attended virtually. I'll see if I can dig up a video of that on YouTube, maybe drop a link to it. I'll also drop a link to the WonderLab Science Museum in the description if you guys are interested. But on that note, I'm starving, so let's go and get some barbecue. Come on. Alright guys, so we make Smokeworks BBQ here in Bloomington. And this place is such a hidden gem. This is truthfully some of the best barbecue I've had in Midwest so far. And this place is never busy. You would think this is a college town. It's a little touristy as well. So you would think that there would be a lot of people here, but I've never seen more than maybe 10 people in here tops. And it's almost 5:30 right now. So, you know, this is dinner time, right? This is one of the busiest times, and this place is almost dead. In addition to having some really great barbecue, this is one of the few restaurants I've actually seen that have whiskey flights. There are plenty that have whiskey, but there aren't a ton that actually have flights that allow you to sample a few different pours. So we've got a whiskey flight on the way, and then we'll take a look at the menu and start thinking about our entree. Last time I was here, they didn't have banana pudding for dessert, so I'm hoping that they will this time, because you just can't have barbecue and not have banana pudding for dessert. All right, that should be a law. Also, one other thing to note, I knew I forgot something in the car, and I forgot my glasses. If you're wondering why I'm talking to you with no glasses on. Well, I've got sunglasses, and I'm not nearly cool enough to wear sunglasses indoors. I'm barely cool enough to wear sunglasses outdoors, so you get to listen to me talk with no glasses on for the remainder of this video. And this is actually a good time to make a quick note of something. If you are wondering, if you have been wondering, what this is, so that's a cataract. That cataract is now 36 years old. I was born with it. I've been blind in my right eye since birth. So yeah, that cataract and I, we're really, really good friends. I've inquired about having it removed over the years, but it's one of those things that while it's technically possible, it would actually cause more problems than it would solve in the end. I don't remember everything my optometrist said, but it was something dealing with eye jelly, etc., etc. I think what it boiled down to was there was a high risk of infection that could have really caused some issues. And that was also at the same time that I started developing cataracts in my left eye, which is my only sided eye. So I didn't want to overcomplicate things, especially at that time. Now, thankfully, they were able to remove the cataracts in my left eye with surgery, so I'm all good. But for a minute there, it was touch and go. I really thought that, oh no, I might be blind completely, but thankfully I'm all good. Seriously, guys, the staff here is absolutely top notch. I've never had a bartender come over and basically interview me about my palate and my whiskey preferences to really personalize a flight to me and my taste. So just another point to this place. All right, guys, so our whiskey flight has arrived, and you know how we do. We've got to rate and review all 4 pours. So we're gonna start with a Blanton's that I actually didn't know existed. I've had Blanton's. If you guys don't know what Blanton's is, and actually now that I think about it, if you've seen the Pigeon Forge video, you've seen me have Blanton's 93. But I didn't know there was a Blanton's Gold, actually. And if you don't know, Blanton's is affectionately known as the John Wick whiskey, because that's the whiskey that John Wick drank in the movies. So I've always thought that maybe if I drink enough Blanton's, maybe I'll become a super badass assassin, just like John Wick. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, this is Blanton's Gold. Let's give it a try. It's a little bit medicinal on the nose, but it's the taste that counts. That is so smooth. There's almost a note of honey on the back end of that, and it lingers so long. That's such a smooth, easy drinker. You know, I'm still looking for a bottle of Blanton's, and after having tried this Blanton's Gold just now, I may be on the hunt for a bottle of Blanton's Gold and not just regular Blanton's. There's such a nice honey sweetness on the back end of that. Really, really, really like that. That is a 9 out of 10. We've got to cleanse the palate, guys. So this is Mittner's Red. I'm not super familiar with this. I did ask to be surprised, except for the blands. So this is a nice surprise. That's really sweet on the nose. Let's try it out. That's got some rye in it. It's very pepper forward, very rye forward. Tastes a little caramel in there. Maybe even some baking spices. That's really, really good. That's an 8 out of 10. What is this? All right, this is Red Breast 12. I believe she said this is from Ireland, maybe? So Irish whiskey is where it's at. This one is also pretty medicinal on the nose. I don't think I have a very sophisticated sense of smell, guys. All I can really discern is either medicinal or sweet. Anyway, let's give it a taste. It's a very easy drinker, but that's a spice bomb all day long. Ooh, felt lovely mouthfeel after. 7 out of 10. And then finally we got the Jefferson Ocean small batch. Never had this, but I'm actually looking forward to it because this is actually aged at sea in barrels on ships in the ocean. So this should be interesting. Again, medicinal on the nose. Forgive my binary nose here. My feet can't touch the ground, I can see the sands on the horizon. It's tasty. It's an easy drinker. Get a little bit of salt in there. Good stuff. I don't love it, but it's very unique. So I'm gonna give that a I'm scoring between a 6 and a 7. I can go with 6 out of 10 for the Jefferson Ocean. It's good, it's unique, but I don't love it. All right. Hello. That's our 4 pours read and reviewed. So now we're just waiting on the main event, or maybe the other event, the entree. Can't wait for you guys to see what I got. Guys, so food is here. This thing is so massive that I'll have to insert an establishing shot of this whole platter. This is a lot of food, so I'm gonna have to literally read off what is included in this off the menu, so bear with me. So we got 4 bones, which essentially equates to 4 ribs, 1/4 pound of brisket, a 1/2 pound of pulled pork, a 1/4 pound of pulled chicken, 4 smoked wings, smoked sausage, and my choice of 3 sides, along with 2 pieces of cornbread. So for the 3 sides, I got mac and cheese, the sweet and spicy pickle jar, and baked beans. So we're gonna go through all this and rate it. But first, we've got to rate and review this bourbon peach tea I got. Looking forward to this guy. Mm. It's very much what it says in the menu. It's peach tea with alcohol in it. So for truth in advertising plus taste, I'm gonna give the bourbon peach tea a 8 out of 10. Now, let's dig into this food. So I'm gonna start with the ribs, but I've actually let sit here and get cold, but that's on me. So that first bite was really fatty. Let's try another one to give these ribs a fair shake. That one was also really fatty. Let's try this other section here. Tastes like significantly less fatty. Man, they're definitely not off the bone, are they? I'm gonna need lots of wet naps by the time this is over. I'll be honest, I don't love these. Especially the work that it took to get to a decent rib. You know what? I'm gonna give the ribs, I don't know if there's a burnt flavor that lingers after. I'm gonna give these ribs a 5 out of 10. That's surprising. I remember these being a lot better the first time I was here. Here's a pro tip, guys. Pre-tear some paper towels. That way, maybe they don't get all saucy as you're eating. Barbecue and beards don't always get along. All right, next up, let's try this sweet spicy pickle jar. Let's have more pickle juice and meat. These are definitely sweet and spicy pickles. And you see some of the red pepper. That's very good. Give that a 9 out of 10. Next up, let's try one of these wings. We're not gonna have with any sauce yet. Speaking of sauce, we have 4 different barbecue sauces over here. So we'll give those a try shortly, but we're gonna try this with nothing, even though looks like ranch did come with the platter. These are tender with a very nice smoked flavor with no sauce on them. I'm gonna give these a definite 8 out of 10. Let's try a little ranch. That ranch is a very nice compliment to the smoky flavor of the wing. Not enough of a compliment to add a point or anything, but it's good. Strong 8 out of 10 for these wings. All right, next up, one of my favorite parts, or maybe my favorite part, the smoked sausage. I love smoked sausage, guys. And it's very good, a little bit dry. So by itself, I'm gonna give this smoked sausage a 7 out of 10. Let's try some barbecue sauce. These aren't labeled, so I don't know what this is. This is mystery barbecue sauce number 1. Thumbs up. Yeah, that definitely needs barbecue sauce. With barbecue sauce, I think the rating is going to remain the same. 7 out of 10. All right, so next up looks like brisket, I think. Yeah, I'll say this is brisket. Oh, and it's about to fall off, so it's a good sign if it's tender enough that it's gonna fall off the fork. Let's give it a try. Actually, after tasting that, I think that's the pulled pork. But regardless, It's juicy, moist, very tender. You saw that it was going to fall off the fork. It's an 8 out of 10. Let's try it with some of this white barbecue sauce. This white barbecue sauce, whatever it is, has a nice twang to it. So maybe this is the brisket? Yeah, this looks like brisket. This is a lot. Let's try it with nothing else. That is absurdly dry. That by itself is 5 out of 10. It's another mystery sauce. Barbecue sauce adds a lot of needed moisture, but not much else. So I'm gonna leave this brisket at a 5 out of 10. I think. Don't love it. I'm gonna look here, guys, and just double check what all they got. So it says pulled chicken. There it is. It's covered in barbecue sauce. That's a good sign. So let's try the pulled chicken. Moist, flavorful, no terrible burnt aftertaste. 9 out of 10. Really, really like that pulled chicken. All right, so next I think we're gonna move on to our remaining sides. Next up, mac and cheese. This fancy mac and cheese. We got some herbs on top. So you know mac and cheese you get out of a box? That's what that is. With some herbs on top to make it look fancy. There's really no flavor there at all. The noodles are sad. It's like I can feel their unhappiness from here. 3 out of 10. Very much don't like that mac and cheese. Next up, baked beans. These are quality baked beans. I'm gonna give these a... They're quality baked beans, but they're not great. But they are better than the mac and cheese, so 7 out of 10. All right, guys, all we have left is the cornbread. I got 2 pieces, so let's give it a try both with and without butter. So this is sweet cornbread, which I prefer. Without butter, this is an 8 out of 10. This is very good. With butter, butter adds a lot. Cornbread with butter, 9 out of 10. All right, guys. I believe that brings us to the end of our entree review. I'm actually really surprised. I remember a lot of this being better the first time I was here. That must just be, well, I can't say recency bias. That was a few months ago. Maybe it's a nostalgia bias. But yeah, I'm surprised. Some of this was not great. Some of it was really good, some not great. But you know what? You can't win them all. Regardless, I'm gonna finish eating and we'll pick back up once I've ordered dessert. Hopefully it's been pudding this time.
So guys, I noticed something interesting. Check this out. So look at that buffalo trace up there. How many milliliters do you think that is? That's maybe a gallon? I don't know. I don't really know how to estimate volume, but that's a lot of liquor regardless. Don't try to drink that all in one sitting.
All right, guys, so we almost had to break the sacred law of barbecue once again and get something other than banana pudding, but the spectacular bartender, whose name unfortunately did not get, went back to the kitchen and she actually had the guys make another batch just for us. So please comment down below. Smokeworks bartender is the best, so we can show her some love. Anyway, we've got this awesome looking banana pudding. Comes with this neat looking little dish, so let's give it a taste. Oh, so good. Could be because it's literally fresh, but man, that is so sweet. It's creamy. There's vanilla wafers in there to add a nice crunch. Oh, that is so great. That's just perfect. This banana pudding is a 10 out of 10. This is Beard Unbound approved. So good. Guys, if you come to Smokeworks in Bloomington, get the Beard Unbound approved banana pudding. You will not regret it. Unless you don't like banana pudding, then, well, you probably haven't even watched this segment of the video. All right, guys, you've seen everything we've had to eat, all the way from the Smokeworks platter through to the banana pudding. You've seen our whiskey flight along with the bourbon peach tea. You also had an opportunity to see the Captain Janeway Statue / monument here in Bloomington, Indiana. So hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know I've really enjoyed making it. So if you guys have made it to the end of the video, please drop me one of these and comment below, banana pudding is the best, so I know that you are one of the real ones. Until next time, guys, peace. Alright guys, so I'm recording this on my phone, so forgive the quality, but right after I left Smokeworks, I'm walking by what is essentially an ice cream shop a few doors down, and check out what I saw. 12 flavors of banana pudding. Now, we might have to make this return trip and maybe sample all 12. I didn't know there was more than one flavor of banana pudding, so we're gonna add this to the list, I think. Apparently it's called the Peach Cobbler Factory.